All right, y'all, here we go. Here we go. So, I'm not going to be making no edits, cuts, none of that. This is uncut and raw. Raw. Yes, that raw. Get your mind out the gutter. I'm not talking about that raw, man. I'm talking about raw like shea butter. Y'all don't even know what shea butter is. Some of y'all do. Check this out, man. So there seems to be this versus, and it's simulation versus arcade. Now, there are some guys in the middle, but if you don't know me, you have no clue who I am. I'm one of those guys that's on simulation. I'm always on simulation. My style is based around trying to be simulated of real martial arts. And I'm sick of it, bro. I'm sick of the back and forth talking. At the end of the day, I don't think there's ever going to be an agreement upon these things. I think these are guys going to feel the way they feel. These guys are going to feel the way they feel. And these guys are going to argue both sides. It's never going to be peace when it comes to what game style that they want or what game style is needed. But I'm here to give my opinion. If you don't care about my opinion, don't want to hear it, there's an X you can hit. You can turn your phone off. You can close the application. Do what you want to do, bro. You're not obligated to watch this video. But my opinion, UFC 5 needs to really heavily favor simulation. Why exactly? Well, because we've had arcade with UFC 2. We've had arcade/simulation with UFC 3. We've had arcade/simulation with UFC 4. UFC 3 and UFC 4, both games failed. As fun as they were at times, UFC 4, I don't know about all that. As fun as they were at times, they failed. Don't tell me, well, the game sold well. Yeah, they sold well and then died. Grand Theft Auto 5 sold well and is still one of the most popular games. Call of Duty sells well and remains to be a popular game. Well, those games been popular. Well, hasn't UFC been making video games since 2000 and when? At what point are these games going to start being successful within the gaming community? So don't tell me, it's new. These are new. UFC is new to the no. No. It's because they haven't made a good actual game. Maybe they have. UFC 2 was fun. It wasn't simulation, it was pure arcade, but it was fun. And so I made a poll yesterday, and I put it, not yesterday, a couple hours ago. And I put it on Twitter. And I asked you guys, what was the most simulated UFC game? Well, the obvious answer was Undisputed 3. Me personally, I never played Undisputed 3. Haven't touched that game a day in my life. But I know that game, people hold that game at a really high ranking when it comes to overall UFC games. So if a lot of guys say Undisputed 3 was the most simulation-based game and Undisputed 3 was the best UFC game, why are we so against simulation style exactly? Like, is this some sort of equation that can't be solved? It's pretty simple. Favorite game, Undisputed 3. Most simulation-based game, Undisputed 3. Yet we don't want a simulation game? Raggy? Like, I don't get it. I really don't. I don't get it. And what I also don't get is the people attacking others. And it's honestly, it's more so the people that want arcade attacking people on Twitter that want simulation. And they come up with these silly ass situations. Like it's always the well, we don't want to throw 15 strikes in a round. Shut up. We didn't say nothing about throwing 15 strikes in a round. We got a problem with you throwing 125 in 3 minutes. That's what the problem comes in at. That's the problem. Oh, well, what about when Conor McGregor, if you get taken by that Habib, he's never going to get up. Guess what? In real life, he didn't. He didn't. He got fucking mauled. He did. He got mauled. But guess what? In a simulation-based game, he has to get you to the ground first. Also, keep in mind, ding, 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 the fight starts on the feet. Conor McGregor has a very big advantage on the feet versus Khabib. Nobody talks about that. We always talk about Khabib. If he takes him down, he's never going to get up. Everyone's going to play Khabib. Khabib has to take someone down first. Keep that in mind. Also, keep in mind, if it's simulation-based, I think you can uppercut that man. I think you can knee that man. I think there's things you can do to negate someone shooting takedowns, especially predictable ones, because most Khabib players are going to play predictable. And if they don't play predictable, guess what? They are still on the feet striking against you, especially if you're using Conor McGregor. And guess what you have an advantage of? Striking. Nobody thinks about that. It's always if Khabib gets him down. It's never if the fight stays on the feet. Nobody thinks about those things. And honestly, people can say, oh, well, it's going to be worse. People are going to always use the top fighters. If something is simulation-based, I think top fighters will matter. Of course, top fighters will always matter. That's kind of the thing with martial arts or with fighting games, period. But there are also counters, and in UFC 3, 4, fighters don't feel different. Jan feels like Robert Whittaker. Max Holloway feels like Jan. With the hands, everything is the same. There's nothing to differentiate the fighters between each other. A kickboxer doesn't feel too much different from a boxer unless they have different animations. That's it. And even then, it's not all that different. It doesn't feel different. You don't feel, when you use Jose Aldo, you don't feel like Jose Aldo. There's only certain fighters that have their own special, unique animations in the game, like Wonderboy Thompson with his kicks, Dominic Cruz with his lunge animation, TJ Dillashaw has a lunge animation. Those things make, those small things, that small thing makes Dominic Cruz a very different fighter. We're just adding in his lunges and things that he does. Why isn't that implemented more? Why isn't someone like Aldo, his style basically very strong for him? You don't see many Thai fighters in the game. You mostly see at the highest level, you mostly see pressure boxers. Why is that? So all I'm asking is simulation. Again, I'm not here to sit here and fight and go against. I don't want to do no round table with people that want arcade. I don't want to do none of that. It's pretty set in stone where both of our heads are at. We want this, they want that. I want simulation. I don't want to have to fight Max Holloways all day. Because guess what? Max Holloway can be wrestle fucked. It just hasn't took a wrestler to do so. But in UFC 4, you ain't got to worry about that. If you got some decent takedown defense, let's not add the glitch in UFC 4 where you can deny all turn-in double leg takedowns with one input. Whether they go left or go right, you can deny with one input. This is a AAA company. This is a company that is a $1 billion company, yet they cannot fix simple glitches in the game. I mean, I don't even know if I'm going to upload my Yoel Romero video, but I was going to do a Yoel Romero video. I was recorded, and the first guy got me in a submission, canceled it, and it did the glitch to where it's like, you know how you guys have the defensive bar where you can get out? No, that went away, and the animation continued played out, and I lost the fight. Just like that, I couldn't do shit. That's a glitch. Again, AAA company. Things like that shouldn't be in it. I'm pretty sure that has been addressed. And I mean, the community has told EA, or the game changers have told EA. Ain't been fixed. If it was, obviously there was no testing of it, because guess what? It still happens. And I'm supposed to believe or have hope in EA Sports UFC 5? I don't. With all due respect, I don't. Will I upload content on it? Of course. Will I give reviews on it? Of course. I don't have a channel, I don't have a channel with such a big following to not give a review on a video game that I think you guys would want to play. A lot of guys don't have $60 to spend like that. Well, if you don't have $60 to spend, they shouldn't spend it. Well, maybe it's their money. They do what they want to do with their money. If they want to spend $60 and put themselves in debt for a video game, maybe even $65, $70 now, then I think, they're entitled to do that. But I'd rather upload and show them, you know what I mean? And be like, nah, bro, honestly, I wouldn't buy it. I would honestly, nah, guys, don't buy it. I'm okay with doing that. I have my $60 to spend comfortably and be like, guys, listen, I'll give you guys my actual game review, how I feel about it, simulation, arcade, all of that. To save you guys $60, $70. And some people even higher than that. That's what I'm here to do. So yeah, I'm going to upload content. I'm going to give reviews on EA Sports UFC 5. But I don't have hope in it. I do not. And I'm ranting a little bit, but I don't care, bro. And if you don't want to watch, don't watch, bro. You can easily click off the video, dislike it, do whatever you want to do, bro. But there was this live stream, and I don't know what his position is. He's basically the top dog of EA UFC 4. Well, EA UFC. And basically, it was like a questionnaire stream. Like, we ask community-based questions. They would answer them. And I was in that live stream. I came in late, and I seen a lot of people asking certain questions, but it was too much. It was too much mixed up questions. So I was like, you know what? The smart thing to do is have everyone ask one question. And I can't even remember what the question was, honestly. And guess what? That question, when it was answered, first of all, they really didn't even answer it, right? Because they act like they didn't see it. Brian Hayes. Act like he didn't see it. And they didn't really answer nobody's question, bro. And when they did answer a question that we wanted to know an answer to, it was like the runaround. It was just the runaround. So how am I supposed to have hope in a company that all they do is give you the runaround when it comes to certain things that need to be answered? But then I turned around, and on that same live stream, I asked, who's you guys' favorite fighters? And within the first 10 seconds, that question was answered. So, honestly, I don't have hope in EA. I don't think they are capable of making a good simulation-based game. Can EA make an arcade game? Oh, yeah, they can. Dude, EA can make an arcade game like no other. Think about NFL Streets, Apex Legends, even Knockout City was fun. They can make an arcade game. Oh, they can do that. They can do that very well. But a simulation-based game, they can't make, bro. EA is not capable of making a simulation-based sports game. They can't. Can you tell me one sports game in today's age that EA is making that is based around simulation? Can't. FIFA? No. The FIFA community has told me that UFC is a great game compared to FIFA. That's bad. Madden's been trash for years. There's been cheese on Madden for years. And it will never stop. As long as EA makes the game. And I'm about done. I ain't finna keep on talking. But all I'm saying is this. Until y'all actually make a simulation-based game and we experience it, stop speaking on it. Stop speaking on what you think it's going to be like. Because you don't know. You don't. You don't know what a simulation-based game is going to be like because you've never played it. You never experienced a simulation-based game. All you've experienced is arcade. And for any of you guys out there thinking, oh, well, I'm good in this arcade-based game, I'll be good in that simulation one too. Nah, it don't work like that, bro. I've been playing video games for a long time. Don't work like that. You think that there's some players that can make the transition, but it don't work like that, bro. It's a whole nother ball game when you go from arcade to simulation. Whole nother ball game. And you know what? To end this video, I have a challenge. And if you made it this far, and you're a top UFC player, and you base your game around picking the top players and basically, being a meta player essentially, I want to ask you this. I got a challenge. I got a challenge. Hear me out. If you think that you have like IQ and stuff like that, get top 10 in an actual arcade fighting game. If you get top 10 in an actual arcade fighting game, I will give the first person $500. No cap. I will give the first person that makes a top 10 in an actual arcade game, fighting style arcade game, $500 if you make it to the top 10 in that game. Now, you got to be one of those top players, arcade style players in UFC 4 though. That's the challenge. Can you do it? Nah, can't do it, bro. Because half of the top players don't even know what frame data is, or really, if they do know what it is, they don't really understand it. So you're going to get destroyed out there, man. So to save yourself time, effort, and pain, don't even try it, bro. Just try to climb the leaderboards on UFC 4. Or try to be, top dog in the ESFL. Because playing an actual arcade style fighter is way harder than playing UFC 4. Skill gap way wider. And one last thing before I go. The top players in this game, in EA Sports UFC 4, are arcade style players, are cheese players. And the top dogs even get smoked by them. And a lot of the top cheese players, like Rayhan, are banned from ESFL. And let's be honest, chances are, if Rayhan was actually able to compete in the ESFL, he'd probably be champion. Don't like that. Just saying. Well, from my understanding, Rayhan beat Zayaf for like a best of 3 on that. Now, Zayaf is the current ESFL double champ, defending both belts multiple times. Rayhan beat him in a best of 3 for like what, $1,000? Zeus won his match. I'm just saying, bro. Like, these top dogs want arcade, and these top dogs be getting smoked by these cheesers, bro. And you can say, well, I beat them. You didn't beat them when it mattered. It was $1,000 on the table, and you didn't collect. With all due respect, ain't no hate. I'm just saying. Simulation-based EA Sports UFC game. If you guys want me to make some wish lists for UFC 5, I have no problem with doing so. But just let me know. Because I wasn't going to do it at first, but if that's what y'all want, I will. I'll make a wish list. Just like I did with UFC 3. But a lot of guys don't know I did that. I'm out, though. Y'all boys stay up. Fucking arcade bums.